Hello, welcome back to the C Morning Show. Let's begin our first talk of the day with sports talk. But before that, allow me to read this. Indonesia is set to make history as they go on their first ever third-round World Cup qualifiers campaign tonight against Saudi Arabia. So following tonight's match, Indonesia will return home to face Australia at Gelora Bung Karno Stadium on September 10th. And in October, the squad will hit the road to take on Bahrain on the 10th and China on the 15th. The team will face the Samurai Blue Japan at home on November 15. And 4 days later, Asnawi, Mangkualam and the squad will play Saudi Arabia again in home turf, wrapping up their 2024 campaign. The remaining matches for the 2025 qualifiers will feature games against Australia and Bahrain at home on March 20th and the 25th, respectively. So Indonesia will also host Bahrain on June 5th before wrapping up the campaign with an away match against Japan on June the 10th. And now, folks, to get a broader insights about our upcoming national team match, let's talk with tactical analyst at Ruang Taktik, Muhammad Yusuf Raihan. Come on, Raihan. Let's join us here. Good morning.
Hi, Wes. Yeah, it's good to see you.
Well, good to see you too. Thank you for being here. So now let's start with the Saudi Arabia match. We never win with them, but we never actually more than one goal gap with Saudi Arabia. So how do you see this for the upcoming match?
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously Saudi Arabia is like one of the best teams in Asia, and we can't deny that. They are probably one of the best ranked teams in terms of like FIFA rankings in Asia. So I expect like a tough match. We are definitely not the favorites against them, but I think that, like you said, we've never lost more than one goal against them, right, historically. So I think that is some, motivation for us that, we have what it takes to go against them. And I think that we can be competitive, at least. And I expect that it's going to be like a tough match, but we can match them. So I'm hoping for, maybe a sneaky win or like a draw or something. But yeah, I guess that we can compete against them.
Okay, before we analyze the tactical perspective, let's begin with our first graphic here. Okay, can you, where's the graphic? Oh. Come on, let's show the graphic. Okay, this one here. Okay, this is the whole team. Obviously, this is like a 3-4-3.
Yep.
So how do you see this kind of strategy? Is it going to work perfectly against Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, so I think like based on the players that we have called up for this round of fixtures, I think that the most suitable formation is this 3-4-3 formation, which will have like these two wingers, Marcelino and Onatmangun, also playing this double pivot, Choaon and Hey, with the aggressive wingbacks, Asnawi and Verdonk. I think that this is probably like the most suitable formation for us, probably the most familiar as well, because Shin Tae-yong has used this system a lot of times in the recent matches, so I think that he's not going to change a lot of things because this is his trusted system. So yeah, but this guy, he's new. And
he just came in.
Yeah, he just came in.
Just arrived.
Yeah, and he's going to play. So
I know.
Yeah,
is it good news for us, or I don't know. Do you think that we push it too fast for Paes to play right now against Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, maybe I think we are a little bit pushing it. But I think that we need him because he is definitely like superior than other goalkeepers. I mean, like, no disrespect to Hernando Ari or even like Adi Satrio, but he is a proven goalkeeper in a top league in USA. So, he is definitely now number one choice. So yeah, I expect a lot of things from him, and I expect a great goalkeeper performance. So yeah.
See about that. But how about the absence of two players here, Hübner and Ahmad?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a shame that we are not going to see them, especially Ahmad, who is a leader at the back.
Yeah.
Also a leader of the locker room as well. And also, we can't forget about Jakob Sayuri as well, who has played a key role in the Asian Cup campaign last year. or this year, sorry. So yeah, it's going to be a big miss, but I think that, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we have a good squad.
You're happy with this squad?
Yeah, I'm happy with the squad.
All right.
And you know, it's not an everyday thing that we can mention that Indonesia squad is now pretty deep, you know.
All
We've
right.
always struggled with squad depth, but now it's not that big of an issue. Of
Yep.
course, we're going to miss them, but I think we can cope without them well. Yeah. So.
All right, so how about Marcelino? You know, like this is one of the Shin Tae-yong's favorite players as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
And he hasn't played in the clubs, you know, for quite some time.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this?
Yeah, obviously he has just signed for a new club, Oxford United, but he is not exactly in the frame for playing in the first team football.
Yep.
Also, you can probably argue as well for Tom Hay. He is still a free agent right now, haven't signed for a new club, but I think that they will still play, and I think that won't be like an issue for Shin Tae-yong, because you know he knows their qualities. He knows they have what it takes from the training ground. So, and they are probably familiar as well with the tactics. So Shin Tae-yong might not want to change a lot of things. He wants more stability. And I think that even though Marcelino, Tom Hay, or even like players like Pratama Arhan, even if they do not play that much with their clubs, but they have already proven their performance with the national team. So I think Shin Tae-yong will not take that as something of a major problem. So yeah, I expect them to still play.
But in terms of this lineup, do you think it will be, you know, more offensive play against Saudi Arabia later on?
I don't really think so. I think that we are going to be a little bit more pragmatic. I think we are going to be more on the back foot. Because Saudi Arabia, they are a team that wants to control the ball, especially like a Roberto Mancini team, who is like a more possession-based team. So they want to control the game with the ball rather than without the ball. So I think that, yeah, we are not going to be having that control of the game, but hopefully we can defend the space as well and attack them on the break. So yeah.
All right. Let's see the next graphic here. Like you mentioned, you're happy with Paes. Let's talk more about him right now. So what's your take about this guy?
So yeah, he is a proven shot stopper. So his shot stopping abilities, trying to, you know, get the ball out of the goal is really good. He was named an MLS All-Star as well in this year. So he is regarded as one of the best goalkeepers in USA. So that is something, right? And also he is like an active sweeper. So he is just not going to be glued to the line, but he is also going to sense some danger. If like there's a ball coming, then he will go out to, you know, get the ball out, you know. But he's not the best with his feet. So he is not going to be like that Ederson who is going to play passes,
All right.
pinpoint passes to our players, but that
He's
won't
more
be
close to the goalie.
Yeah, he's like more of a traditional goalkeeper rather than like the modern one. But that won't be a major problem because we are not a team that is, you know, dominant with possession. So we don't expect our goalkeepers to play with their feet so much.
But the challenge is he just arrived and he didn't join the main training session. Would that be a problem in terms of, you know, like chemistry with the team as well?
Yeah, obviously, but I think that because his quality is just much superior than the other goalkeepers, and I think that maybe like goalkeepers can adapt a little bit easier because they are not exactly having to, you know, adapt to the whole team tactics, right? Because they are a little bit, I won't say isolated, but they are just a little bit different than the outfielders, right?
I see.
But you know, his big frame definitely will help with shot stopping abilities because that is a problem as well for our goalkeepers, right? They are not that tall.
Yeah, he's like 6'4".
Yeah. So 1.91 meters. So that's tall. But still, he is passive on like claiming crosses. So if there are like incoming crosses, he might still be, you know, like because he's a traditional goalkeeper, he might still just be glued to the line and not exactly use that big frame, not exactly maximize that.
All right. Okay, let's move on to the next graphic here. So now let's discuss more about the tactical issues.
Okay.
You said Shin Tae-yong will be more pragmatic towards Saudi Arabia. So let's explain about the midfielder here.
Yeah, so I use this game from the Asian Cup, Saudi Arabia against South Korea, like as an example of like how to defend against their structure. So this is Saudi Arabia. This
Green one,
the green one. And I think like the main feature of their team is that they will try to play out of the back. So this is like a 3 at the back. And also they have this single pivot. And also these number 8s, these midfielders that will start high up.
All right.
Okay, so I think like what I like about South Korea's approach is that they have these double pivot covering up spaces in the middle. But also these wingers are pretty narrow. So you would find like in most teams, they would have them here.
I see.
But South Korea, they wanted them to still be here, be in the middle, to cover off spaces for number 8s. So they can progress the ball from here to here easily, from here to here easily. So these wingers will help and come inside to cover off passing lanes to those number 8s. And also, these double pivots can also be helped by them, and they can jump a little bit more aggressive towards them because they know that they have their help. So yeah, I think like with Indonesia as well playing in a 3-4-3, I expect us to play like in a more similar defensive structure as South Korea, with maybe like Marcelino or Witan and Oratmangun playing a little bit more narrow to help those covering that spaces off.
Based on the previous matches, do they actually can play along like this tactics smoothly?
Of course, there's going to be some sort of like adapting to the tweaks, right? But I think that given that our wingers, Marcelino or Witan or Oratmangun, they are disciplined off the ball. They are disciplined defensively. They have what it takes to adapt to new tactical tweaks.
I see.
I think that it's not going to be a problem, and I think that they can carry out the task well.
All right, let's move on to the next graphic. All right, this one here.
So I think like the interesting response from Saudi Arabia is having those, maybe the number 8s, they would play high up, right? But in this case, they are going wide, so maybe from here to here. And that causes confusion for the defensive midfielders of South Korea. And that creates a lot of space here. And I think that what we can do is communicate better with the wing backs. So rather than our defensive midfielders going to cover here, have this guy cover this space, and the double pivot stays here. And we have 3 center backs, right? So they are out of the frame. But the outside center back, the widest center back, can pick up this man. So we can keep them off of the middle space of the central areas, because that is where they are the most dangerous, because they have a lot of dangerous players in the central areas. They have midfielders who are excellent carrying with the ball, dribbling with the ball. They also have forwards, especially Salim Al-Dawsari, who is probably their key player. He is the one with the number 10, so I expect him to be good. But he is a good dribbler with the ball. He is very creative as well. Have a vision for, have an eye for his teammates. So the central spaces, closing it off will be something that is very important for this match. So
All right, let's move on to the next graphic. But before that, what's your thoughts about our new attacking coach?
I mean, like, it's going to be interesting because our attacking woes is something that has been going on for a while. We have strikers who aren't exactly the most clinical in front of the goal. And, Shin Tae-yong has mentioned that with the new arrival of Yom Ki-hoon, the new attacking coach, he will expect that our striker will have better finishing, better first touch, and just be more dangerous in the box. But yeah, there are some important notes here.
Yep.
Yeah, we've mentioned about the first two, but I think like being more pragmatic, we can be more direct. And I think like Orat Bangun, Strauch is some who's going to be a fit for this match. But I think Witan is also interesting because like his profile as a runner is going to be suitable for this match. But also be alert of their forwards and mark tightly when they are like dropping. But as a whole, expect a more pragmatic approach from Indonesia.
Pragmatic means don't attack too much, don't be too offensive.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so what kind of score are you expecting here?
Oof, you're putting me on a spot. I'm saying it's a draw. I think I'm going to be pretty optimistic.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say a 1-1 draw.
1-1.
I would be very happy with a 1-1 draw.
All right, okay, 1-1.
What about you?
I don't know. Okay, I must say, I'm hoping that it will be a draw, like 1-1.
Yep.
But we have previous matches with Saudi Arabia. They're very tough, actually.
Yeah.
And
they won against us as well in like against Argentina in the World Cup, right? So they are
they're that good.
They're that good, yeah.
So probably either 1-1 or 2-1.
2-1-4? Okay.
We'll see. Okay. All right, Raihan, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your analysis, and of course, we wait for you for the next match.
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back again.
Hopefully we can gain a point against them, right?
Yes. All the best to Team Garuda. All right, let's take another break now. After that, Marisa and Jasmine will be back with entertainment updates.